Hey beauties, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Satima, and before we jump into this video, y'all already know, hi, if you're new here, my name is Satima, and go ahead and press that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and when you're done, be sure to leave a comment as well. So as you guys can see by the title, this is going to be a lace frontal highlighted wig install. So as you guys can see, I already have my client braided down. I personally like to do straight backs when I'm doing frontals because I want these braids to be flat as possible. I want this wig to be as flat as possible as well. So I've already had her braided down. I already cut out the side of her ears, as well as applied bold hold and outlined her hairline with the bold hold. Let that dry, and then after that you're going to want to spray behind the hairline with a little bit of Got2b spray. That way you just like secure the cap a little bit more. And the glue is a very thin layer, so I always like to just go in with a little bit of Got2b glue behind the hairline and just secure all of that back there as well. So after that, I'm going to then go in and just braid down sew down the cap, because once I cut the front, all of the excess cap off in the front, the back will automatically lift up, and we don't want that. We don't want nothing lifting. We don't want nothing out of place. So you just go ahead and just secure the back as well. And then I'm just going in with a little bit of more Got2b spray. I'm going to be going under, wrapping my needle around, pulling it through, and then doing the same thing all across the back. Some people do sew across the top of the head as well, like where the frontal would start at in the back, if you get what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense. Some people do that as well. I mean, it's really optional. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but I definitely make sure that I secure the back. And I know some people, like, I'm going to sew the wig down as well once I put the wig on. So technically, just make sure you do this step, because once I cut the front off, it'll pull up. So, and you don't want that. You want everything to stay in place. You don't want your cap shriveling up on you. So next, I'm going to be going in with a eyebrow razor and cutting the cap off. If you guys are new here, then you don't know, this is my sister, and she's always laughing in my chair, and she always thinks I'm gonna cut her, but I've never cut any of my clients, baby. I know what I'm doing, but she always thinking I'm like gonna poke her in the eye or cut her in the eye. I don't know. But I'm going in with a eyebrow razor to just cut all of the excess cap off. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, and don't forget, y'all, this video is sped up, so it looks like I'm just like taking this razor and not taking my time, but I really am. But if you don't feel comfortable doing this with a razor, then you can definitely do this with some scissors as well. Okay, y'all, so now I'm going to be taking the scissors. It's just cutting any excess cap off that I wasn't able to get with the razor. So yeah, and y'all, excuse these big scissors. Usually I would not be using these, but I cannot find my scissors, my little tiny scissors. So you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, and baby, keep it pushing. So any excess cap that you're able to cut off with the scissors, you want to cut it off. And that's what I'm doing, just going in and cleaning up, because you want this to be as flat as possible. You want this to be as neat as possible. And yeah, like that. See how it's giving very flat, very secure. Nothing is lifting. Okay, so after your cap is secure, your bald cap is secure, and your client is looking like a bronzed egg, you want to then take, I like to use cotton swabs. You can get these from Walmart or your Walgreens, and I like to apply, I like to use 90% alcohol, because if you get any glue or adhesive like 70% or 50%, you're just gonna have to, it's gonna take you all day. I'd rather get 90%, so that way it cleans up exactly what I needed to clean up. But you do want to be careful and make sure that you don't apply the cotton swab to the cap and accidentally like apply the alcohol to it and lift it up. Y'all, this is my sister. I don't know why I did that, but I just had to get that little pimple for her off her forehead. But yeah, so that's the bald cap method. Very easy, very simple. You just want to make sure that you take your time while doing this. I know a lot of people struggle with this step, but you just have to take your time, and just also make sure that before you cut, that the glue is dry. You don't want to cut too early. Before you cut, you want to make sure that everything is completely dry before you cut, because you don't want to cut and then the sides are lifting up because you didn't dry them down. So now I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I believe this is the matte. This is the first formula, the one not with the pump, the one that you have to pour out. And now you don't want to use a lot of this foundation. It does have oil in it, so you want to just lightly coat this onto your client's cap. You don't want to cake it on there. You want to just let it slowly build until it's the color that you need it to be. So again, after applying the foundation to the cap, I'm going to go back in with another cotton swab with alcohol on it and just cleaning it up again, because I could have possibly got some makeup on her forehead or on her skin while applying it to the cap. And so you just want to make sure that you definitely just hit that forehead one more time and just clean it up before you're about to go in with the glue. Okay, so this is the unit. As you guys can see by the thumbnail, this is a 24-inch highlighted lace frontal unit. These are pre-made and these are available on my website. I believe they are sold out, but I will be restocking them very soon. And if you are located in Arizona, I do pick up and drop off on wigs. So if you guys are in Arizona, be sure to follow me at Satima's Beauty Shop on Instagram, so you guys are updated on what wigs I have available and what you can pick up. So now I just went in with my hot comb and hot combed all of the hair away from the lace and just pushed it back so that it's completely out of my way, and that way I can just focus on the lace. Now I'm going in with a Bold Hold lace glue, and I'm just going to be applying that on the cap as well as her skin. So you want to make sure that you apply it on the cap and then spread it. I like to spread it onto her skin. So as you guys can see, I'll apply it on the cap and then spread it out. Another thing, you guys, if you are when it comes to applying the glue, you want to make sure that you spread it out completely. You can apply the glue directly all over the cap and her forehead and then spread it out, but this glue dries really fast, so I just like to spread it out as quickly as possible, and just as soon as I lay it down, I just spread it out and then go to the next section, because you don't want to spread it out and then by the time you get back to the other ear, those little bubbles are giving you a hard time and are spreading out as easily, because that definitely can happen, just depending on how quickly you move. So just when it comes to this part, be ready to like speed it up a little bit, and just move as quick as you can when it comes to applying the glue. And before you apply another layer, you want to make sure that the last layer is completely clear, because if you don't, then you'll just be caking glue on top of glue, and that glue won't allow the layer underneath it to dry. It'll just give you a hard time. It won't stick. It sometimes, and then when you lay the glue into it, sometimes you'll still be able to see the white glue through the lace. It's just a hot mess. So be sure to just take your time, but also speed it up when it comes to spreading out the glue, but allow it to dry. And be sure to apply the glue on the side of the cap. I'm sorry I couldn't really show you guys, but you want to make sure that you get along the side of that ear, if that makes sense. So and don't forget, like I said, get y'all some popsicle sticks. You can get these at I don't believe they sell them at the local beauty supply store, but you can get them from your local Walmart, your local Michael's or Joann's, any craft store. They do have popsicle sticks. So after applying about 4 to 5 layers, I'm then going to lay the lace into the glue. You want, as soon as that last layer dries, you want to lay that lace into the glue as quickly as possible. And I did go ahead and pre-cut the lace to make sure that it fit her side. So I cut along her ears to size the lace to her head already. I don't believe I got that on camera, but I did that already. I like to do that before I apply any glue to her head. So make sure that you do that. And then also have your client help you hold down those tabs. If you need your client's help, don't be afraid to ask them to give you a little assistance with just holding down the lace or anything. So I'm taking this thick elastic band, applying that on top of the lace while my client hold down the sides, and then we're just going to be tying it in the back and making sure that it is kind of snug. Now you don't want to be like squeezing their eyes out, but you definitely want to make sure that it's not going to budge while you're doing the rest of the hair. So off camera, I did go ahead and curl it and put some pins in it so that way the curls last and just hold and don't fall as easily. So after taking off the elastic band, I'm then going to be going back in with my eyebrow razor / lace cutter, and I'm just going to be cutting all of the excess lace off. Now, this is a tricky part. Honestly, the best advice that I can tell you is to just lift the lace up and just cut. Like, take your time, because you've already laid the glue down and laid the lace frontal into where you want it to lay at. And you also have to just pay attention and see where the glue is, because you can see where the glue is, and you just want to cut off the sections that aren't glued down. And honestly, another tip, I like to apply the lace frontal, not of course directly on the glue, but a little bit in front of the glue, so it doesn't give that, like, hairline look. Like, you want it to look natural. So you see how I'm cutting it like zigzag. You don't want to cut this straight off, which is why using a eyebrow razor is why most stylists do use them, is because it allows you to cut very easily in a zigzag motion when you're cutting off the lace. Some people use scissors, and scissors are okay too, but you have to manually, you have to actually turn your hand to make sure that you're cutting zigzag while using scissors. With an eyebrow razor, you can just turn it and twist it, and it'll cut in different directions. So I hope I explained that as best as I could, you guys. I hope that makes sense. If you guys need me to do a more detailed video on cutting the lace, then let me know. But y'all see how it's just, everything is in place. It just cut off so perfectly. Everything is so nice. I was so happy and proud of this install, because it's giving a little ashy right now, which is totally okay. That's normal. We're just going to go back in with a little foundation to blend it. But before I do that, I'm going to be taking a cotton swab and again cleaning her forehead and just any excess glue or lace. I'm just going to be cutting that off. And be sure to clean your client's ears too, because sometimes we get lace glue on them as well, and you just want to make sure that you are just cleaning your client's forehead. And as you guys can see now, I'm going in with a little makeup to just blend it in. And I'm just checking to make sure everything is secure, checking if anything is lifting. And then we are going to be moving on to the best parts, which is the styling. I'm going to get this part on point, and then we're going to go into the baby hair. But I'm going to let you guys just enjoy the rest of the video. I do appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any tips or any video suggestions, please be sure to leave them down in the comments below. I know it's been a while since I've dropped, but you guys, please be patient with me. More videos are on the way, and I just want to say that I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bitch, you look like it's a bee. Yo. Ooh, you look so cute.